All right, so I said before we're not doing a part five, but we had something that popped up in the mailbag. If you didn't check that out, breaking news: China has passed away. In the time period that we've actually ended up like finally coming across that and whatever, there's one extra little report. It says that George Pinacchio, of ABC7 in Los Angeles noted that she was found in her bed. So there's nothing yet that has popped up about what the cause of the death was. Nothing about if it was like foul play, nothing if she just happened to, drug overdose or something like that. But it's confirmed all over the place now. China's passed away. So, that's terrible. So
Wow.
we got Frankie Kazarian, Terry Runnels, no, Alyssa Milano, David Lagana, Will Wheaton, all these people tweeting out, R.I.P.
Will
China.
Wheaton?
Yeah, Will
The
Wheaton
fuck
did.
does Will Wheaton give a fuck about China?
I
He's a
have
big
no
wrestling
idea.
fan, isn't he?
Is he?
I thought so.
I don't know. He was on
I didn't see
Stardust.
that coming.
Interesting.
But even Mauro Ranallo, he put something out there, so that's like a WWE guy specifically saying something now. Leva Bates, the one who was Blue Pants. A lot of the people that are outside the company right now are doing that, and I'm assuming WWE is going to put up something pretty soon. Let me just double check to see if they have anything up yet on their website. No, I don't see anything right now on WWE.com. But tomorrow they should end up having something. But yeah, we've talked about deaths before, and we kind of have the same basic idea when we go and take care of them. We never really wish anybody to pass away, of course, and it's always like sad to hear somebody died and condolences to the family and such like that. But this kind of just came out of the blue, but we were all kind of still expecting it too. So what do you guys think? What was the first thing that came to your mind when you just heard this?
You don't want to fucking ask that.
Well, outside of what ended up being on the recording.
The first thing that I really thought of was, man, what a publicity stunt. But TMZ's even reporting that she's dead now, so
She didn't buy into it at all. You thought it
Yeah.
was just all fake?
Yeah. China's the type of person to me that she will do anything to stay relevant in the eyes. If she were to pretend to be dead just to stir up media attention, that's still
To be
something.
fair, Matt Hardy did that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, bad media, all media is good media. So really, I wouldn't have been surprised. But now that it has been kind of confirmed in some way that she is, I feel a little bad for her. I really don't have much of a personal connection to her. I didn't start watching wrestling until she was out of the company. So I got drug addicted porn star Chyna to look at. So I don't really have the best picture painted in my head of her, but it is sad because she's only 45 years old, which is really young. Because if you see pictures of her, she looks a lot older. And you can just tell that drugs, whether it's performance enhancing drugs or just stuff that she's put in her body from pain pills to very bad illegal substances, it's at the end of the day it's sad. She was someone who was beloved in the Attitude Era, whose lasting impression pretty much was that she became this drug addict who badmouthed the company that she became famous from and is really known just for being a weird person. I feel bad for her family because it's just a weird situation. When I'm very interested to see what the cause of death is, just because it most likely will be something to deal with drugs, but it's going to be interesting.
When I first heard about this, when we were talking before, I know she's had a lot of problems and a lot of trouble, especially lately. But my first initial thought was, oh, somebody hacked it. They're just hacking it. There's no way she's dead. So it was disbelief, first of all. Then after other reports started coming in and it's confirmed, I mean, it's sad when anybody dies like that, especially, somebody who you enjoyed watching. I was watching when she was performing and she was still doing a lot of good things with the company. But I mean, it's just really tough. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm not surprised. It's not really shocking. I mean, there's definitely a lot more people who I would be shocked to find that out, but it's definitely sad.
I don't think it's really too shocking in the way that actually I believe it is a little bit more shocking than you, just because she has done so much to her body. I thought she would last a little longer than what she did. I mean, you see Scott Hall and Jake the Snake. Those two have literally destroyed their bodies, but they're still up and kicking. I thought China might have been one of those people to eventually maybe see the bright end of the tunnel, maybe get her life back together. But sad, her life got taken before she really got the chance, and that's really just a lesson for everyone to learn that don't take advantage of what you have. Just do it.
So this was kind of brought up, and I think it's something that we should kind of address. Because a lot of people, when they see that somebody's passed away, they sort of start going like, I don't want to say like to the extreme or so, but like a lot of people start talking them up a little bit and, oh, they were so great, we're going to miss them so much and all that. None of us have a personal connection to Chyna, so we're not going to act like that. We're not going to bullshit and be like, oh, I'm going to miss her so much, I'm in tears right now. But when it comes to the Hall of Fame, is this going to be something where now she goes in a little bit sooner?
I hope
really
not.
don't know.
I actually have really very little positive to say about Chyna. Do I have cool memories of her as a kid of her like with DX? Sure, but this doesn't take away from the fact that she was very much a disgusting human being for a good portion of her life. I don't want anyone to die, but she doesn't deserve the Hall of Fame. She badmouthed Triple H, she badmouthed Stephanie, she badmouthed the company. She insinuated that Triple H sexually assaulted her. Like, no, fuck her. She doesn't deserve Hall of Fame, even if she died.
Peyton, what do you think about this with the Hall of Fame? Is this going to help her, hurt her, not make a difference?
If they saw money in it, they'll do it. Thing is, I don't think there's any money in putting Chyna in.
And now there's not even that personal connection of having her show up.
No, the only way I could see them doing this is if, like, there's some kind of movement from the women where they demand that it happens or something. Just to, like, honor every woman who was major and influential, because she is the only woman ever to hold the Intercontinental title. Matter of fact, that picture that was her, like, rest in peace picture is a picture of her holding that Intercontinental title.
You think that they could force her into, well, not force her, but put her into that Legacy Award?
No, that's for a very specific era. That's not something
That's
you just put random people.
Black and
That's
white
for, like,
era.
yeah, that's like the old fogies that they have nothing to do with, and they know to deserve in there, but they can't do anything with.
Drew, what you were about to say before I interrupted?
I don't. She was also the first woman to appear in the Royal Rumble. She did a lot of influential things, which makes her a possibility. I mean, shoot, Sonny, who really was only eye candy and is just known for being the first diva to be in WWE. So, in a way, Chyna, but just by her accolades alone, should be in the Hall of Fame. But she did a lot of terrible things. She didn't kill her family or anything like that, like Chris Benoit.
Yeah, like, people make arguments for Chris Benoit deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, and those
people
are fucking idiots.
They
really
are.
are.
There's no excuse for that. But like, if people are willing to overlook that, then I think most things people do in their personal life should not count towards that, unless it's very, very detrimental. Was Chyna's very questionable? I mean, what'd she do? She did some porn. I mean, WWE used to put their girls in Playboy all the time. So
it's not so much the porn that I have an issue with, and you know what? There's a valid thing of saying that maybe if someone does type her into Google, they'll find nasty shit. But putting that aside, she said some really fucking despicable things.
Oh, Hulk Hogan took WWE to court. So what? They'll get over it.
Fucking lawyers.
The difference between Hulk Hogan and Chyna is Hulk Hogan was the biggest name in the company for a long period. Chyna is not. And that's the only way it could really be acceptable. I mean, if John Cena were to leave the company and badmouth him and take him to court for a lawsuit, and at some point the bad blood ends, he'll be in the WWE Hall of Fame. He was the face of the company for a 10, 12-year stretch. Chyna is just a girl who was a part of the Attitude Era.
But I don't know about how the death will work in there. That's what I'm kind of curious about, because that could be one of those things where now she gets martyred a little bit, and she doesn't. This sounds really mean to say, but it's true. Like, she doesn't have a chance to fuck anything else up more. Like,
yes and no, but it also doesn't leave the opportunity to mend those bridges.
Fences.
Yeah, like there's no chance for her to show, hey, look, I cleaned myself up. I'm better than I've been in 20 years. Like, let me come in and do something with you guys.
If anything, it kind of proves them right to stay away from her.
Mm-hmm.
because she ended. I mean, of course, that we don't know exactly what the cause of death was, so maybe within 24 hours we're going to find out some more information. But you got to assume it's more than likely some kind of an overdose, or some kind of like complication from prior drug use, or something like it's
some kind of like enlarged heart or something.
Right, like an aneurysm that happened because of some kind of drug thing, or more than likely it's not that like the radon detector didn't pop up and it ended up killing her, or like she was bit by some bug in the end of the night and got an allergic reaction, or if it would have been like a murder, then we would have seen something about foul play, or like she probably just had an overdose, and that's not going to be something that they're going to glamorize. Like, if they don't have any kind of a tribute to Chyna on Raw, don't be shocked. They might not mention her at all. Not even one of those graphics.
You know what? There's also a really important part. Triple H and her used to bang. Triple H had an affair. There's probably still hard feelings between Triple H and her. Any
decent human being would still have some kind of feelings, like.
And I know that apparently they patched things up at whose funeral was it? I don't fucking remember.
It wasn't Savage's, was it? No, it wouldn't have been Savage.
No, but either
Dusty?
way, like
I think it was Piper's.
Oh, it might have been Piper, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know how much truth to that is. There was also another report saying she went crazy at the funeral and like harassed everybody. So, and exactly, that's the issue. It's like even in a story where Chyna tries to do good, she fucks up.
So, we just needed to tack that on as a small package because that was something that was breaking news. I assume everybody's kind of, nothing else anybody wants to put out there, right?
Oh, man, I've got so much I want to vent.
Yep. It's just a sad thing that, someone who did drugs, put a lot of bad in their body, it finally caught up to them. It's sad, but it's just a world we live in where people make stupid mistakes and people should learn from the mistakes that others make. And also, I will say, this is like the first time that we got lucky with one of these breaking news things. Because it's always right after the episode where it's like the next morning, oh shit, we should have waited the next day to do this.
Yeah, but then we fucking like finish up and then, it's Vince McMahon's dead.
I will say this much. I am completely shocked. Like, this just proves how, just purposely skeptical everyone is on the internet, where they just go, it's fake. That's Photoshop.
Yeah.
It's not. Like, people see all these things coming up of, like, Chyna dies. It's on her official page, and everyone's just like, I don't believe it. Nah, I want to see it on Snopes.
Snopes?
Like, really? Like, it's like Chyna dying after all the years of people pretty much expecting it to happen any day, that big of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say that. Like, it's an awful thing to expect that, but
you know what? Like, a lot
people
of
made jokes about it forever.
A lot of people are going to get butthurt as like our attitude towards this, but everything is warranted.
And to clarify, we're not saying that this is like something that we're happy about or that we wish on her or anything.
I wish it could have been avoided.
Exactly. Yes. This shouldn't have been the case because she should have gotten her act cleaned up a hell of a lot sooner.
In an ideal world, she went to rehab, she patched everything up with Triple H, she got brought back into the fold, and if she wasn't continuing wrestling, she was behind the scenes or an attraction somehow.
Yeah, working with in a trainer capacity or just an ambassador.
Imagine her like hooking up with like a Dana Brooke and showing her how to be a strong woman character.
Having a match with Beth Phoenix. Like, that kind of shit would have been cool. But never going to get that anymore. Mm-hmm. But that'll take us into the plugs because we still got that. So, Kalen, anything you want to promote?
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at Kalen Ferris.
Drew?
You go to the Twitter, which is Drewsif White. Go to YouTube, which is Make Frickin' Duncan, and go to the Mega Maniacs, where you can chill with us. Some cool cats in there. And, see some cool shit that we decide to post. So go join it.
Way you go.
Alright, so you can find me pretty much on anything by checking out Stephen Wago. That's my handle on most things. That's Stephen with a PH, and Wago is WAGO. Check out my Twitch, check out my Twitter. Suck a dick.
Payden?
Follow me on all places at MRPADEN. That's Mr. Payden, especially on Twitch, where I play video games almost every night of the week. And hear us talk more wrestling every Monday after Raw goes off the air. MegaPowersRadio.com.
Keep checking out Smark Out Moment, everybody. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Hit that thumbs up button on all our videos. That helps out quite a bit. leave a positive review on iTunes, pass this around to your friends and family and people that you don't like either, because if you don't want them to check it out, I don't care. They're another hit. And,
Now you're learning.
Yeah. FanboysAnonymous.com as well. Go check out that stuff. And next week, we're going to be doing our payback predictions, because apparently that snuck up on me. I didn't fucking remember that was happening next week. And then we'll do the payback post-show after that. No pre-show. And then so on and so forth. Then we'll start building up to Extreme Rules in May. So that's all coming later on. But this is it for episode 230. Thank you all for listening, everybody. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we're being counted out.
This Monday, prepare for your ears to get annihilated. Mega Powers proudly presents you our Fantasy League Draft, featuring all your favorite teams, Tony's Titans, Brian's Barnburners, and the fucking shit-headed losers. And don't forget our 3rd annual Pretzel Sprouts Barbecue Cook-Off. The first 100 people in the chat get a free Drusev doll. Tickets available now at megapowersradio.com. Get them before Peter buys them all.
You know what? Okay. If I get host of the year, I'm fucking giving it to Payne.
We got to get tender for best outro of the year.
Oh, that's easily best outro, especially some of the shit we've been pulling out this year.
Wow, Payton knocking it out of the park tonight, time after time.